Hey guys, what's up? It's Bear again. Today I have a blue-black control deck for you guys. I play control a lot. It's really my thing. Any control deck, I prefer it to aggro or combo, so that's what I usually end up playing. Last week I took third at F&M, and then the week before that I took first. And then the week before that is the first week I played it. And I was playing for like a top 4 spot, but with the number of people, if I lost that game, I was pretty much kicked out of the top 8 entirely. So I didn't place that, but the deck's gone through a couple of changes, but I like where it is right now, so I was going to show you guys, tell me what you guys think. So let's get started. We have obviously the 8 duels, and then we have 8 islands and 7 swamps, and then we have tuna-filled drown yards, which I'll get to in a minute, but that's honestly pretty much the main win condition in the deck is milling your opponent, and 2 ghost quarters, and those are also interchangeable with 2 more drown yards in the sideboard. This really at first was for other lands such as Inkmoth Nexus, which this deck had a little bit of trouble dealing with. But well, especially with the new set coming out, a lot of the lands are really good, so it's going to become even more of a good idea to have a couple of these in the main board, and then if they don't have anything I need to get rid of, I can just switch them out on the side. So move up to the card draw package. It's basically 4 Think Twice, 3 Forbidden Alchemies. I don't play a full 4 because they're really slow, and honestly 4 is just too many. 2 Jaces. Seldomly he draws me cards. Most of the time he's going to come down and just start milling your opponents to death. And then we have 1 Blue Sun Zenith, which is also kind of a pseudo win condition because, you know, drawing 5 cards and then looking at your opponent and kind of smirking just really depresses him from keeping on playing. Then we have the Counterspell package, which is 4 Mana Leaks and 1 Dissipate in the main. I like where it is right now. I think going up any more counters is going to be a really bad idea because of all the token decks and aggro decks running around. Which leads me to the next segment of the deck, which is really the entire removal suite, which is what blue-black is known for. It's got 2 Tragic Slips. I've been playing at the number a lot. I haven't really decided 100%. There's a lot of matches where I want 1 more, and there's a lot of matches where I don't want any, so it's kind of right where it is at 2. 2 Go for the Throats. I prefer them over Doom Blades because I just rarely see artifact creatures I need to kill, and if I do, I just Tragic Slip them. 2 Curses. I don't like playing more or less, especially in the sideboard, because the decks it's good against, they will typically have answers, so you don't want to have to lean on that card to win you the game, and it's kind of slow. But when you play it, it's great. So you know, like it's a good spot to have 2. 3 Black Sun, basically our primary answer to every creature. It's a great card. I would probably consider the 4th, but it just seems like a lot. And 3 Ratchet Bomb. This is basically like the token massacre package. This is how we kill token decks. Also very good against Delver. It's basically our like answers to everything. And then creatures. We have 3 whole creatures. They're all Snapcasters. We don't play the full 4 because really the only cards we can do anything with are our counter spells and then Go for the Throats and Tragic Slips. Everything else we're going to be cycling or having flashback on its own already. And 3 is plenty to, you know, handle 1 or 2 of these a game. And then we have our Planeswalker package, which is the 3 Liliana and 2 Jace. Liliana, just like Blue Sun Zenith, is kind of like a pseudo win condition. If you can drop her early and kill a creature, and then get her up to 6, you can really take control of the game with her. And then Jace is really good. Like I said, he comes down. He's basically our main win condition. He comes down and mills 10, and he just keeps on milling, and that's how we win the game typically. Moving on to sideboard. Sideboard is basically the part that's gone through the most changes. We start out here with a lot of 1-ofs. We got 1 negate, 1 flash freeze, 1 surgical extraction, 1 more go for the throat to make 2 total, a sever the bloodline, and another dissipate to make 2 total. These are kind of self-explanatory. We only have 1 surgical because it's not super relevant, but sometimes it can be really good. The third go for the throat, I would most likely prefer to move it to a tragic slip, but for now it's been really good. It's good against humans, and you know, it's sometimes you have to kill a token with it or whatever, but that's not a huge deal. Sever the bloodline. I think this card's really underrated. It's really good against tokens. It can kill an entire board. It's good against Sun Titan shit. You know, that deck that's like Sun Titan, Phantasmal Image. It just wrecks that deck. Dissipate, another card for the counter. As I was saying, in the mirror and in other decks where I'm not really worried about their lands, I bring in 2 more Drown Yards over the 2 Ghost Quarters for more milling. 2 spell bombs. A lot of the decks interact with the graveyard, so it's always good to have a couple on your sideboard. And 2 Phantasmal Images, which are basically just legend rules for Thrun and Geist and stuff like that. And then Bloodline Keeper. It's kind of like my tech, even though a lot of blue-black decks have been playing it. I've gone up to 3. I sideboard this in almost every match I play at F&M. It's really good. People end up having to board out a lot of their removal for your deck after game 1 because they don't see anything. And on an empty board state, it'll take over the game and win by itself. And even on a board state full of Delvers, shit, their 1/1s and Delver and whatever else, it can take over the game as well just by, you know, pooping out vampires. And if it ever flips, you just win the game. And if you ever get 2, you just win the game as well, because, you know, making 2 tokens a turn, you flip them into like 6/6 flying vampires. So that's the deck. Like I said, it's been treating me really well. It's not super hard to play. You just need to know when to cast your removal, and you know, obviously with cards like Black Sun Zenith, you need to wait until the last minute to cast it to get full value. Cards like Ratchet Bomb, you need to know when to play Liliana's and what to counter. You know, it's a typical control deck. So if control is your thing, I like this a lot. I think it's better than Esper. Honestly, I haven't really play tested a lot, but I've seen a lot of Esper lists, and they seem really, really geared towards aggro, and their sideboard has minimal control packages. And because we have the Drown Yards, we kind of just beat most other control decks because we have something to do without tapping out every turn, whereas they don't. So there you guys go. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.